All right, welcome to another session. You know, top of mind is going to be chapter spot buttons. We're all eagerly awaiting the arrival of those links next week. I'm sure that everyone here probably has already gone through the initial steps, but I know that that was part of the email in case your league was not there yet. There was a reminder about setting up that Stripe account from the link that you would have received from National. But
Oh,
we'll, yeah,
Amaris, did that just go to the treasurers and the
I
president?
think it's very specific roles that
Yeah,
receive
because
that
I didn't
email.
see it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's Mary Jo, that's because we've done both the tasks.
Well, no, I think there was something that came through about MyLO, wasn't there?
There was the latest
And
update.
I didn't remember seeing that, individually or whatever, or as part of the team.
Came
Anyway.
to our league's email account and the president.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Well, it came to LWVDDH, Mary Jo.
Did it? Okay. Okay, I apologize.
Is that something that we're going to need for the website, or you just need to set up a Stripe account and the treasurer is involved in that, not us?
Correct. The treasurer would be involved in the setup of that Stripe account. And only those specific people will receive those emails from National. But it does roll into the eventual link that National will provide next week that does need to be on the website. So
That's for membership.
for membership, correct.
And that's only if your league hasn't, the only reason anybody would have gotten it is if your league hadn't done one of those two steps.
Oh.
No, no, I don't think so, because our league has done all the steps.
Yeah, so I know that there are variations of this email depending on which steps a league has taken. So you can go to the league manager's page. Sorry, I'm going to pause really quick. I'm seeing myself freeze, and I was getting a message about, my audio and video might not be too good.
Yes.
Am I sounding okay to everybody?
No.
Okay. Okay.
Well, let's go back a
I'm
little
always
bit.
out of step.
No worries.
Each chapter was supposed to identify a chapter spot focal point. And it was my understanding that focal point was going to get a copy of everything sent to the president, the treasurer, whoever in your chapter, so you'd all be on the same page. That has not happened. So to everyone's point, yes, presidents, treasurers, roster managers, whoever you indicated or someone in your league indicated in your roster had those roles, they should be getting that information. But like I said, the overall person in charge of a chapter was supposed to be the chapter focal point. And so far that has not been handled the way I would anticipate.
There was no place for webmasters on their list.
That was another thing I brought up.
Yeah.
And they said they would send that to the president and the chapter spot focal point, which again hasn't happened yet. According to this letter, though, on 1/7, that's supposed to be sent out next week.
Yes. Yes. So with that, they will include a bit of instruction for you guys, for the MyLO customers. But that will also, on our end, will be providing some details about what is to come. So we're hoping to have some options that will be like preset and pre-designed so that the eventual idea is that you select a button when you're editing, and that populates those buttons for you on your website.
I love your choice of words, a bit of information. That is so good.
Because we won't have the detailed instructions and like technical instructions just yet. So definitely.
Yeah, that was the other thing we're supposed to have is detailed instructions for each role this month also, according to the training for president, treasurer, webmaster.
On what you have to do once you get into chapter spot. Yeah, it sounds like
this
little
things
is
like
going to be busy.
Yeah, we still have a lot of questions on how to transfer over from the old system to the new one on February 1st.
Mhm.
how to clean up the people who didn't pay, sorry, are behind in the paying their dues. How does the money go back and forth? There's a whole host of, and I think someone just texted, can we use our Stripe account instead of our PayPal? All those details have been alluded to in the training, but the details have not been forthcoming. How's that?
Yeah, no, I totally get you because there are a lot of details.
Yes, there is.
If we're, you know, trying to be as plain and forthcoming as we can on everything, it is a lot. So I totally get it. But as far as this question that you brought up, that I see now in the chat from Judy, it looks like the Stripe account was purely for the membership that you're setting up through that link from National. So you have the option to accept donations with whichever payment processor you'd like.
There's what they said was when people donate through the website, a third of that money, and less than a third, will go to the local league. So I would like to keep our PayPal link that 100%, well, except for the fees, of donations will go directly to our league. So they can have two options to donate. But I don't want our donate link to disappear.
Right.
So I
No,
don't want anything to be automatic. So it only goes to the Stripe account. I want to keep the PayPal so we can have direct donations. And
definitely.
that has not been discussed in the national training.
I thought
Yes, it has.
that wasn't true anymore. I thought they were
That,
going to
that,
have.
I think you're right, Liz.
I asked that question when I did the training, and they said we can keep our own payment of service, which happens to be, I don't know, starts with an S too, but not Stripe.
And that's for
But
donation.
But
um, what
I'm
Judy-
saying that we don't have that worry anymore, that there will be a way to donate through their system and get all that money to our league. And somebody agreed with me, but I don't know who
that was
that,
Jennifer.
Jennifer.
But that's
Yeah.
not what it
So
said
I
in
don't
writing.
think this is an issue for.
Yeah.
But that's not what it said in
That's-
writing. When you look at one of the slides that I saw is that if you donate through the US, it would still be subject to that split from US
Well,
state.
that's in
Yeah.
the future. It's going to be, right now, it's a two-step process.
Oh, okay.
Where if you're going to donate, now they won't be able, if you have a education fund and your membership is going through your general fund, the funds will go directly to your general fund at the second step. If someone wants to donate, there is an option to donate
Because there's an option to
through
donate
your
on
membership.
top of the membership, correct?
On top of the membership,
Okay.
but it will go to whatever account your membership goes to. And it will be 100% minus the fees.
But originally it was going to be split, and that's what people are alluding to.
Right.
Originally, it was going to be split, and there will be an opportunity later where you'll be able to direct where it's going. So if someone wants to donate, when they're doing a membership, and they want to donate it to the local league, great, or they're going to want to donate it to the state or the national, they will have that opportunity later. But right now, it's just membership that gets split.
But be that as it may, that's why, Amaris, I've been sending you all those emails and why I changed the format for our site website so that I'd have a distinct enroll or join and renew button and a distinct donate button. So while all this stuff is trying to get cleared out, I'd be able to, I guess, being able to satisfy everybody's needs as soon as it was clear. But until then, I wanted to be the total functionality and flexibility.
Definitely understand that. And to that point, one of the buttons, one of the button options that we'll be providing will be a join button added to the red and blue site. So in case anybody wanted to stick with that theme, know that that will be one of the options. Sandra.
So I'm trying to figure out, I'm hearing different things. I'll have to tell you, I've been sort of not involved in this much because I've had some personal things come up. But my understanding from my treasurer is I'm not to touch our donate button on our website because that donate button goes directly to our Stripe thing, and we'll just leave that there so that we're not, it's only the join button that's going to change, right?
Correct.
That's right.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yeah.
So
Yeah, but that's just for now.
yeah, and that's fine. I'm not worried. I'm only thinking like the next 3 weeks. I'm not thinking any further ahead. I just know that I only change the join button. I don't touch our donate button.
Right, correct.
Okay.
Well, can
So
I expound on
can
that?
Thank you.
I wanted to ask about the chapter spot. My treasurer said she made the other account,
The
whatever.
Stripe account,
What?
the Stripe account.
Yeah, the Stripe account. But I don't know that she's done anything related to chapter spot. What does she, what is she supposed to have done?
Nothing yet.
Oh, okay. Good.
That's what's coming next week. And I'm sure they'll drop it on Friday at like 4:45.
But it's just a link. It's just a link, right? It's a link to chapter spot, right?
Yes, I think that it's going to be that link that will be that unique link for your join and renew form. And then I think it will be the login link. I don't know if you'll also be required to like set up chapter spot in some way and take extra steps, but it should just be they're providing links. And we're from there, it's like get ready to have them go on, I guess, last week of January, 1st of February. Mike.
Thank you.
Yeah. Mike and then Susan.
Yeah, could you bring up my site? And I
I
guess
think it's BCC, right?
because again, I haven't gotten enough information to satisfy all my questions, and all I know is it's going to happen really quick. So it's easier to show it if you just do it. Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that we're going to get a different link for the join, which is why I put the join here. Also, if you look on the left side, I've got a join or renew or a membership form. I'm assuming I'm going to have to park those somewhere because those will not be valid anymore. So I'll have to be able to, how do you call it? Deactivate it, unactivate
Make an unpublish.
Unpublish for anything that says join, renew, or in this case, the membership form, because that's all going to be handled by the link that they're going to give us. And so that's why I've set that up. Now, I also have a join or renew link in our newsletter, a hyperlink. So if you go to December there, if you want, you can see it. I'm going to have to change all the links on the newsletter also. And everywhere else, I have a hyperlink on any other site. Because if you go scroll down, I've got memberships. Yeah. Go back up. It's right there on the above. See election, then you go up.
Okay.
Right there. Join us here. That's going to have to change too. So I'm going to have to, so there's a simplistic way of saying we're going to give you a link isn't quite it. You're going to have to do a lot more work than that. And I wish they would have detailed that out and not wait for, was it Friday at 5 o'clock?
I totally get you though. Yeah.
Well, I'm just not saying this is for you, but for everybody else.
No,
on the call.
yeah.
There's probably other things I've forgotten.
But won't we have the opportunity to have our join and renew button automatically go to national?
Yes.
So they can reach it
That's what I
from.
thought.
Yeah,
they
that's
can-
going to be part of the plan for one of the options. So
But the websites, or sorry, the web page that I have here on the left, they won't automatically park or unpublish.
right. No, unfortunately, there will be definitely at least some intervention by a webmaster would be needed.
And any reference you might have put somewhere else, like a newsletter, like I said earlier,
Right.
they won't be back and change those either.
Right. What we
I don't
can
know if
also
you need
do.
to. If they can click on your page, if your website brings them to that page, the join renew page, won't it automatically?
So what we could do, the MyLO team could redirect the address. So instead of Mike, you having to change everywhere that you have that link, if you're using the same link, then we can help you to just say, well, this /join URL for Mike's website should be going directly to this. And no matter where that link is found, it will redirect. So
Okay, that'd be great if we had a redirect table for all the stuff. So I wouldn't have to change it. Everybody hit the old link and it automatically be redirected. That'd be good.
yeah. And I think because I've been struggling with that one, not knowing which redirect we should go with, but you've given me an idea. Maybe collect as many responses from you guys, our customers, to figure out which page you'd like to have redirected. Because the other thing too was that we didn't want to automatically just redirect everybody's /join URL, because you may want to have a page in between to give, I don't know, a description about membership, or kind of have a landing page in between. But having a way of hearing from everybody what the path would be that they would like, then that could really help.
Because Mike, you could just have it go to the same page, but edit that page to then give a little information and then have your link that goes
Yeah.
to the national. And that way you'd have more control. And
So,
Yeah, that is
wouldn't
an
you,
idea too.
can I jump in here?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Ours goes, like Mike's, goes to a page, and we do have a
Mhm.
membership form because a lot of our members do not want to do this online.
Yeah, well, they can.
Then supposedly they're supposed to have the option to not do it online. So what about that?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. That's definitely an LWVUS question, unless anybody knows the latest update on that. I remember that somebody had asked that
Well,
in one
the
of the office hours
treasurer
of
would, yeah, the
nationals.
treasurer would collect the funds and send it,
Yes,
mail it to
Okay.
Right.
LWVUS.
right.
so you
So
would
if someone
want,
doesn't-
an intermediary page,
Yeah.
because you explain to them, if they don't want to use the national online form, they can send a check to the treasurer.
Right.
Right.
I
Yeah,
thought,
so that's where we wanted to leave folks the option, not just blanket a redirect across everybody's the same, path or same page. That gives you a little bit more flexibility to figure out if you need that landing or intermediary page in between.
But you're correct. That's something that we probably should have is, you hit this when you could join online, or this is the manual system to do it if you don't want to do it that way. Because I didn't understand where that process was going to be documented for the users logging on the chapter spot if they wanted to do it another way, the manual way.
I thought when I participated in one of the sessions, that there was the option to do it manually, that you could print something out. I don't think everybody.
There is, but I don't
Yes.
know where we tell them where they can do that every time they
That's
log
when
on.
that's when they get to the join the chapter spot page. It's all there.
See,
But I
that's what
think I
Go
think
ahead.
what Mike is getting at is maybe that there might not be some instruction. It might not be spelled out plainly. And so for folks that are maybe not used to filling out the online forms, they might not think to right click and print. I'm just assuming though. They very well could have good instruction in there to say print it off if you prefer.
It
Can
would
leave
have been
leave-
nice if they would have given us an opportunity to preview what this landing page is going to look like.
Right, exactly. We need to know how it's going to work to explain it to people if we have an intermediate page. Otherwise, we have no idea what to tell them.
Well,
that's
it's my
just- this is
understanding
crazy
that
talk.
all the explanation is going to be there. And that's why I didn't want to do a ton of work if when you go to the page, it's self-explanatory. I would, because you would think, but I shouldn't assume things, that there's going to be explanation, that we shouldn't have to provide explanation. And each league and each chapter would have to do their own thing. It just doesn't make any sense.
Right,
So
'cause
I
they
agree.
have to add the right treasurer. I mean, if somebody goes to the national page, it doesn't all fit all because everybody has a different treasurer.
I
but
agree,
your
but that's why I
specific
was,
link is going to fill in stuff. The link they send you is going to be specific to your league.
Yeah, that will
That's
be
why
your
each of us
specific
get
job
our
form.
own link. And so it's customized to be able to go to your, that's my understanding.
Well, it makes
So you
sense.
may have some control over what that page looks like. So
Yes,
that,
yes.
that sounds more promising as far as, you may not have to rely so much on a page in between that on your MyLO site.
Is there any way we can look at the latest version of the documentation? Maybe they've put more
Well,
information.
that you can check out at the chapter spot resources page.
Right. But I mean,
I
if we're
only
going
know that
we're
they've
going
updated the email. So I don't know what other resources they might have added to.
Because we're going around and around when, when the information might be there somewhere.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and jump to Susan.
Before I get to my real question,
Mhm.
if you could show people my Washtenaw join page, that I think is what you're thinking of as an intermediate landing page, and that's how we've been organized all along. When people click on join, they go to that page. There they are told that they can do it via US mail and click this button to get your form, download, print, mail. Or you fill out this form and then you go to PayPal. Well, that I'm going to have purge and just say to join online, here's your button. And that's it. It sends them to chapter spot. So it's simplifying what we've got.
Yes.
So if you go down just a little, you've got 2 ways to join and renew: mail, print and load, pay dues online. This was a form that'll go away when we change it. And that's what I'm planning to do. I hope it's right.
That sounds like what we were describing too.
Yes, exactly.
And
Well,
I'll
unless
also
that,
go ahead.
but unless Sandra says that'll all be taken care of on the national site.
I don't think so.
I don't either.
For the ones by mail.
Yeah.
I think their button is going to take you to chapter spot where you sign up online and you pay through Stripe and you're done. And that's it. And that's my
And you pay-
expectation based on what I heard. I also heard in a December tutorial session that they really are going to have a way when you join and you pay something that's allocated, there's going to be a second page where you have the option to donate locally and it's 100%. But that didn't sound like it was set in firmly yet. It's just sort of, oh, this is going to be. So that's what I've been hearing from people, that they heard is coming. And we shouldn't get our knickers in a twist over it. We certainly should defend our PayPal buttons for donations for the time being.
Yes.
I believe so. Yeah.
But that's not my real question.
Go for it.
Okay. What we're supposed to tell our membership, effective as soon as they can do it, is that they have to do something to link their old membership records with the chapter spot system. They have to go online and log in. And log in is the word that's been used repeatedly in what I've been hearing the message is to the membership. And so we're going to have to chase them and get them to do it, and it'll be a pain in the neck. I don't want to complicate it more than it needs to be. And my website on the homepage up at the top has always had a button that says log in or register. And it's for going to the membership section on MyLO. I asked years ago if that could go away because we're not using it, and was told, no, you can't get rid of it. But I'm sure it's going to confuse people because they're going to see that and say, oh, here's the button that I do to fix my chapter spot membership, and it won't work. I plan to have a big fat message high up on the landing page below there saying, wait, don't pay attention to that thing that you see up above, you know, the man behind the curtain. Here's where you click. But nevertheless, can't MyLO do something to shield that from vision?
So yes, that's always been an option to be able to remove the login bar if you so choose. You just have to let us know. But that is part of the work that we are doing now. So
Okay.
it is going to include the options for the chapter spot buttons will include the login bar and the login page. So that if folks did happen to get onto the login page for MyLO, then hopefully they'll see that button that will call their attention to where they should be going. So yeah, there will be more details to come as to what those options will be. And then I will also be offering special sessions of office hours so that we can instruct folks on how to place, you know, buttons anywhere else they need to do it. Like I said, there will be preset options that we feel are very prominent as we can make them on your website. So if any of those preset options that we will offer won't work for you, then that's what the special office hours will really help with, to figure out where else you need to put buttons and how to do it. But it's very
that's my
straightforward.
third.
Yeah.
Thank you. And that's my third question. Can some of these office hours not be on Thursday afternoon?
Yeah, I can throw in as far as the special sessions, yes. But the regular standing sessions, I will have to check my schedule to see where else I could fit them. I have considered trying to squeeze them somewhere else, because I think you're not the only person that I've heard from that can't unfortunately make it on Thursday afternoons.
Right.
So
Right. So
I'll take that
thank
into
you, Emery.
consideration. Yeah, thank you. All right, Deborah.
Okay, so I believe that I heard someone say that if you didn't have your Stripe account set up by the due date, that those funds would be sent directly to National. Was someone talking about that? That there was, did any, or
I'm
no?
not sure.
Were
I
you
think it
talking
might
about
have
something else?
it might have been the conversation about the donations that are made on top of the membership.
Oh, the donations. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I unfortunately don't know of that kind of situation unless anybody else has details about that.
So, okay, so we're in the reason I'm asking this is that we're in the midst of amending and restating our articles of incorporation, and which is also then, once we get that finished, which will be done the end of this month, then we have to go in and we have to set up new bank accounts once we get that taken care of. And so I'm trying to hold off as long as I possibly can to setting up that Stripe account, only because because I think that we may get it set up and then, 10 days later, we're going to have to change it. And I've heard through this group and through some other groups that Stripe can be very difficult to change. Once you get it set up, you get your EIN in there, and now you want to go in and you want to change that. Has anyone had any experience with changing that? A Stripe account.
Maybe
Sounds
you
like
should just keep people from using your online membership just through this short period so that you won't be getting any.
yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
Have you, I know that the National League is probably getting so many emails right now, but have you emailed membership at LWV about it?
No, I have, and so I have done that. I just thought I heard someone say, oh, I thought, well, maybe there is another solution out there, but
Right. I
I'm
mean,
good.
that would be smart, and they kind of just like set it aside, or even your state league if they could make that happen. But yeah,
Okay.
it's a
All
good
right. Thank
question.
you.
Yeah. All right. Any other questions? We're in our chapter spot section of the session right now. I'm taking a look at my phone just to take a peek at some emails to look at
Can
what
I ask something
folks
that
have.
has nothing to do with chapter spot?
Yeah.
So if you use AI to create, say, a graphic, do you have to acknowledge that? Does anyone know anything about that?
Yeah. I'm not sure of the exact, if there is policies or, instructions around that. I wouldn't imagine so. Um, but maybe are you thinking as far as like for the viewer?
Well, if you use someone else's graphic that isn't free, you're supposed to acknowledge it. So I was asked if we had to acknowledge AI graphics that we created from ourselves as being created with AI.
I see. I think
I don't
that's
think that it would matter, is my opinion,
I
because
know
it's
it's AI.
right. I think, yeah, for the most part, most folks know that it's AI just by looking at it. But if it's not like it's a requirement, I don't believe. But if you're thinking of the reader and not wanting to um trick them or something, then that I guess you could add
well,
that. But
these are just line drawings, like clip art types of things. So,
okay, yeah.
Are
As
you
far
asking, are
as
you asking the
copyright, no.
question? Yeah, are you asking the question of, do you have the copyright or the rights to something you create with AI? Or does the AI tool you used keep the rights?
well, I'm mainly asking, do I have to say created with whichever AI tool I used?
So yeah, it sounds more like a rights question. You probably could find more information about that by going to that AI company's website. They might have a little bit about it. And if they don't have anything on it, then I would say
Yeah. Okay.
that's
Well,
your
I'm ready to
answer,
do the research. I just thought maybe someone had already,
Gotcha.
invented that wheel. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I do know on online books, there's starting to be a disclaimer saying none of this has been created by AI.
Wow.
Saying that none was created by AI.
Yeah, none of this book has been created using AI, which I thought. So I don't know, maybe you do need to do something. I like your suggestion about checking with the AI
Yeah.
tool you're using.
And the more policies and things will probably be to come with AI. It feels quite fresh as a mainstream thing. So it's a little wild, wild west right now.
It's a little intimidating to me to hear somebody that actually uses it.
Oh, I do use it too, but I'm just like, yeah, I'm like, oh, I know there will be more to come. Um, okay. Any other
Well, I have a
questions?
question um, about the share button.
Yes.
Can we take off Twitter? I don't know if you saw my last email, but I did inspect it and I found the two lines where Twitter was mentioned in the HTML.
Yeah, I did see your message. I
I
just
just,
didn't get a chance to respond there, but unfortunately you can't. The
so, yeah.
inspect feature just allows you to look at the code, but you can't make changes directly. I can see what
But could
it would take as far as let me see, let's start a new little post-it note here. Um, it might be just as easy for us to do something in the back end to turn that off for your site. But let me see what that would take. Because I don't know if I don't think I said it in the Google group response, but it is globally set. So the only pages that we don't see it on are the members only pages. So any pages set to private. But pretty much any other content page will have those share buttons. And again, these share buttons are for somebody who is visiting. Like I could click on one. My computer frozen. My computer is a little frozen right now, it looks like. Let me refresh. But when you click on these, if you're logged in, or you'll be prompted to log in, and you'll be able to post to that social media platform. And what happens automatically is that the URL up here gets copied into that social media post or email. So that's for visitors or webmasters alike to click on that and share out. But yeah, I took a note and put your name next to it.
But they have to be members of it. They can't just, they have to have accounts on those.
Correct.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah. When you share, what's your destination? What are you sharing to? Would it be my own Facebook account?
Yeah,
So I have to be
whichever
logged
one you'd be
into that.
logged into.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. So if you're logged into your league's Facebook account, then you could post to that too. It's just
Okay.
whichever one you want to be logged into.
Oh,
Still
can you?
learning new things, Hammaries.
Yeah.
So Amaris, yeah, maybe I'm misunderstood last time. So you're saying that if I were on our website and I just created an event and I'd say, oh, I should, that'd be good on our Facebook. If I then went in and logged in to our league's Facebook and then went back to the website and clicked share or whatever, then it would go on the league's website? Or
Yeah. Yeah,
oh,
it would be the link to that specific event, and then you could add to the post.
okay, because what happened, because it went to mine. Remember last
Right.
time?
Yeah.
It went to
Last time,
mine.
since you were logged in,
So
and
instead of having to have some special code, you're saying that I would just need to log into the league's Facebook. When I say log in, I just mean as anybody else.
right. Yeah. Regular login. Once you're
As long
logged
as
in.
that's like up on my, because I didn't have my other one up when I did that.
Yeah, you stay logged in the background.
Oh, okay. So, all right. Well, then okay. I thought I had to get something special from our people. Okay. I misunderstood. Oh, thank you.
As long as, well, it depends for your league's Facebook page, you may have to, usually you do have to be given access by an admin of that page. So, but if you
Oh.
already have the login information for your league's Facebook, then you're fine.
No, I don't. I just meant as a regular person, just clicking our Facebook.
Gotcha.
symbol.
Yeah, no. So
Oh, all right.
I
That's
think
what I thought.
I think I get what you're saying. As far as like a Facebook page, oh, I'm logged in here. Let me actually visit another league's. It really wants me to log in. Well, I'll show this while I'm logged out. My computer's acting a little slow, sorry. So you're not able to post if you're like a public visitor to your league's Facebook page. But if you're an admin or a poster or
Oh, that's right. Okay.
editor, whatever those allowed roles
Yeah.
are,
All
if
right.
you're one of those, then you'll be able to post.
So I wouldn't have to worry about even logging in if I were one of the people, or would I still have to log in?
You would still have to be logged in.
Okay. All right.
Well, actually, if
I
you're
don't
an admin,
I don't know.
I think you would still have to be at least selecting the page. So let's see.
Yeah. See, I don't know that much about it.
And we don't have to do a deep dive into Facebook, but when I log in, I get my personal profile, and then I could switch to being page manager or whatever it's called for our lead Facebook pages. So this is what I see. So technically, when I'm logged in and it's logged in the background, it's my personal account.
Mhm.
But then let's say I wanted to go and post to the league's Facebook, I would first have to switch to that page. Then when I go back to MyLO and I click share to Facebook, that's when it will pull up my league's Facebook page. So you do have
But
to
in,
do a little bit in Facebook first if you are an admin.
but in order for you to have that other league list, the league or league Facebook page listed,
Mhm.
you said you had to have been an administrator, and that's why it shows up
Yes, yeah. Somebody who
automatically.
is an admin on the page added me as an editor or something, but
Okay.
added me
This
as a
means
role there.
this means that any of our members who happen to have their own personal Facebook page can add something from our website to their Facebook
Yes.
whenever they
So
wish.
essentially, yeah, they
Oh.
could, any of these pages, again, except for the private
Yeah,
pages,
yeah.
they could share out.
And that's one of our problems as communications people for the league, because we're having trouble getting outside our particular bubble where we live and do our business. And one way is to try to get our members to do stuff that gets our name and image out beyond outside that bubble. And this is a piece that's easy for them to do.
Right. Yeah. And if they're not logged in previously, it will prompt them to log in and then proceed directly to making that post. So
Sure.
it makes it
Great.
really easy.
Is that something that might be documented somewhere in MyLO? I mean, that
I
might be
do
something
believe
good to put
so.
in our voters.
I do
And then
believe
it wouldn't
so.
matter if we had the Bluebird rather than the X. If someone is using Twitter,
Oh, but we don't
so
have anything on Twitter, so they wouldn't be sharing anything.
no,
That-
but they'd have things in Twitter. If one of our members
Right.
has a Twitter account
Yeah.
and they wanted to share something that was going on in the league
To where?
to their Twitter account.
Yeah.
Their thread, so everybody they know,
But they're not getting it from our league.
They're getting it from your website, but they're
From
posting
our
it to their
website.
own Twitter account. And
So you're,
your league does not need a Twitter account to be talked
Oh,
about on
so-
Twitter.
so you're, oh, okay. Well, I know, but it's not like she'd take an article and put that in Twitter.
She could. I mean, anything
Oh,
on the website, again, except for if an article is made private, then okay, you cannot.
okay.
But with anything, I don't know if I have any action alerts. There we
Oh,
go.
okay, because I thought
So
there was a
yeah.
word limit or something.
You
So
can share those out.
well, getting rid of that bars is a moot point then for me.
You
Okay.
can't.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think it only helps. And as far as the logo, that is part of the ticket for us to replace the one in the footer as well. Things obviously have shifted back and the timeline is a little bit longer than expected, being that we're prioritizing what's going to be happening this month.
well,
Yeah.
ours is gone. Jennifer, you must have done it on the bottom.
I did, yep. It was
Yeah,
easy
ours-
peasy.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
said,
And that was our whole point. But I didn't understand
the share.
until this rather painful discussion that that it's actually sharing to someone's personal account. And I think it is a wonderful tool then.
Yeah, because you don't put anything on their website you don't want people to see.
Right.
Right.
And in
So-
case for folks who might be wondering, so yeah, we talked about the share buttons. The other thing that was in Jennifer's question in the Google group was about the social media buttons in the footer. So right now we just have these 4. I did see there was a couple of requests for a couple new buttons, one being LinkedIn, the other was Blue Sky. So we'll look into that. But again, that's another thing that's down the line. But
and then along the side, it's easy because we discussed how to change anything on your side.
right, in your sidebar section, those are done manually. But
See, I
just to-
pay attention.
you do. Everybody does, and even if questions repeat, I don't care. I love to go
Yeah.
over the things that need to be reviewed. But I just wanted to show off the footer to make changes to that is in the league contact information section. And then obviously this is all the contact information at first. Down below are the social links for footer. So I have all of mine filled in. That's why my page was showing all 4. If we empty one, then it will go away. If we have, let's just put another website. It's not an Instagram link, but this field is just going to recognize that there's an entry. Even if it's not a valid URL, I think it might even still bring up the button. So just be sure to pay attention to what you have in there, or if you're taking something out, make sure it's all gone. But let me just show what that looks like.
No, I don't even have any because I never even knew to put them there.
Oh, yeah, make use of those, especially since they come up automatically. So the Twitter button goes, and then the rest of the ones that are left, come together and space out evenly. And then we can see if I click on the Instagram logo, it takes me to where I told it to, lwvc.org. So just make sure, you're putting the correct addresses where you need them to be.
What's that red orange one?
What was that?
Does yeah,
The
what's
one in the
that?
middle? Instagram.
No, the one on the right.
Oh, the one on the right is YouTube.
Oh, okay. Oh, and there's the arrow. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, let me zoom in a little more. Okay. One question that is on my mind that we got that Mike made, it was about, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to show the example. Let me see. So with the question, it was about URL structure. So we know that our URLs come very basically structured. Let me put this in a notepad just so we can just stare at that together. So I'll break it down in the different parts. The first part being the domain itself, the MyLO homepage. Then you have your state, and then you have what your league name is minus the League of Women Voters of. So that's how, we parse them out. That's standard for MyLO, but you do have the freedom to make changes. I'm going to actually masquerade as you, John. You have the ability to change your homepage title, and that's where the control is for what your name is. So
Yes.
let me see. I probably should have shown you an example, but I could just explain it. So if I changed my name to or this league's name from sample basic site, and you can tell this is exactly what the homepage title is. There's no League of Women Voters of, because that's part of the image here. It's simply sample basic site. If I were to change it to League of Women Voters of sample basic site, we would see that here. League of Women Voters of would be added, but it would also be added here. So it would end up showing up, the words League of Women Voters of would show up twice. And that's a mouthful. Our names are already a mouthful. So
Also, wait a minute, it also will change the URL when you do that.
exactly. Yes. So yeah, it'll change the URL. It'll also change in the footer. Essentially anywhere that your league's name is displayed, it's going to change it everywhere there. And as Mike said, it changes the URL. So what it would do is add those words. League, some words in MyLO get taken out as far as like for simplicity's sake. So like some prepositions, I think the word so some words don't get recognized and they're just automatically taken out. So of is one of those words, but that's
Ampersand sign is,
yeah, ampersand sign gets ignored. So symbols get ignored. The word and does get recognized. So all those words that we've added to the homepage title, this is really the most obtrusive. They get added to the URL. But the website does do its best to to work around that. And so new pages that you make, they do end up having that longer URL. But one way around that, and I'm going to see if I can try that on
When
John's
you make
page.
the change there, the existing or current pages don't get changed. So you change the
Right.
parent, but not all the children.
Gotcha. Yes, that is a great point. So yeah, let's say I realized that I did not want League of Women Voters of Sample Basic Site to be my full name. I wanted to go back just to Sample Basic Site. It will change back my URL on my homepage. But as Mike said, any other pages that I've made in between that time will still have that old URL. So my recommendation to Mike to fix those was essentially to just resave them, publish them. No changes needed to be made. And for the most part, they did update and go once again match the current look of your homepage URL. So I'm going to see if I can try with the others. I think voting was
Voting was one that didn't change.
one of the
Yeah.
ones that did not. Yeah. So we can see it as an example. Here's one of the kind of old names that was previously used, still holding on to the URL. I know we've tried this already, but I don't know if this is third time, probably like fifth time's the charm, maybe.
I've did it 3 times alone. So.
Okay, yeah, then this is about fifth or sixth time because I tried a couple times too. So as I said, the recommendation was first to essentially publish.
Slow down. If you do that, scroll up just a little bit more.
Yep.
Because so go back. Right there, league to which this content belongs.
Mhm.
I thought that would be the key to put the URL when you went to publish it. But I was mistaken.
Yeah. I mean, the system is trying its best, but there must be, I'm not sure exactly what the disconnect is as far as some pages do fall in line and change their URL to match the current, but some don't. And this will just help to know exactly like it says, which group that content should be grouped in. But let's see. If it wasn't working before, yeah, it probably won't work now.
The and is
but
still there.
I know Mike can be my witness that it did work for the majority of his other pages. But that's
Yeah, if you go
you're-
down to join and renew and just click some of the other ones that you could see where sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't. See, this one worked.
Yeah, and this is one way if you're trying to clean up and make everything look, matching the rest of your URLs, then that would be one way to do it. But it would require, you might even be able to do actually, I don't know if you have to do it per page. You might even be able to do it on your managed content page. I didn't even think of that until right now.
That's what I was thinking
So-
too, that you showed us how to do this once and I just couldn't remember how you do it. Because you had not only the words, but you also had the number of the page, like the M135 or whatever it's called. Go ahead,
I
do
see
it.
what you're saying.
I'll watch. I thought you showed
yeah.
it to us one time. I just couldn't remember.
So yes, I know what you're talking about now. So if you're trying to do this from here, you can see
You're all frozen.
the URL. If I hover over this, it's kind of hard to see in the bottom left corner of my screen. Do you see a preview of the URL?
Yes.
So that's one way. When you're doing this on your own personal computer, it might be easier to see. Or if you prefer, you can always right click to open in a new tab just so that you can lay eyes on the URL and you say, okay, this is one that I do need to change. And then Mike, I think you were talking about the number as the node ID.
Yes.
So that one you can pull from over here. When you're on managed content, it's a little bit trickier to find that number because you'll have two numbers. So I'm going to pull this over. Let's copy this into a notepad again, just to break it down. So, all right, let me put two versions of it here. This is what we just pulled from the page here. We're editing the page voting, but we got to it specifically from managed content. So this URL is so long because it's also tracking where we came from, and it's going to send us back to that destination. So the shorter version is what you would see when you click on new draft. Like when you're looking at this voting page directly, or I guess I could have clicked directly there. When you click new draft, it's going to take a second. You see simply just it ending in /edit. So that's just going to send you back to or it's not going to send you anywhere. It's just going to load the same page. So when you are on manage content looking at this long string, you want to look at this first number. And it's the same. So that first number is going to be for the content item that you're looking at. So this would be specifically the node ID for your voting page, as opposed to this node ID is for your home page. And this, when it's the manage content destination, it's always going to be the same number. But the node ID is helpful if, you wanted to use that as a shortened version of the URL. Yeah. Any questions about the node URL? I know I could go on and on about that. Okay, I'm going to jump to Susan.
It's a whole new topic.
Yeah.
Are we ready for a whole new topic?
I don't know if I can stand it.
I think I'm mentally ready.
I haven't been able to come to office hours, but I have observed the information that comes through from everybody. And there's periodic issues about embedding an image into somewhere in the website, and that the little icon at the far right of the tools bar is the one that works, and the icon that's about 3 inches from the left doesn't work. Has there been any solution to that? Mine hasn't worked for a long time, that one to the left. And
Right.
What's the status?
It's still being worked on. Like I said, the fact that we are trying to meet a deadline with the chapter spot stuff has delayed the work that we were doing.
Okay.
And I'm just going to use, Mike, I won't make actual changes. I'll just use this as an example. But just to explain for anybody that might not know, the tools that Susan is referring to is the insert edit link tool. Right now it does work. What is happening is that you make your text selection, you click on the tool, and then my text selection is no longer active.
Yeah.
And the reason I say it still works is because we can minimize this little window for the time being, reselect whatever you want to link, and then down in my taskbar, I open up again that little window or maximize it. And then now I can go ahead and put whatever I want.
Okay.
So that's one workaround. But the other being that we have the link to content button as well. So yeah, we've definitely been working on it. It's been unexpectedly taken longer because of other issues that may be tied to them. So yeah, it is taken longer than we have expected, but at the same time, we know that there are alternatives. So it is not that you don't have ways to link, but we definitely want to make it convenient and bring all those options back. So that once we get over this hump of chapter spot, that's going to be the next, or it was the priority, got bumped, and then it'll be priority again.
But
Well, I
isn't
understand.
that
I just didn't want to have missed a
Gotcha.
cure.
Yeah,
But
no
isn't that
update yet on that.
Isn't that browser dependent? It works fine for me.
And what browser do you use?
I use Safari on a Mac.
It doesn't work for me.
I use it all the time.
Or actually, I use the other one.
Yeah, that was part of the initial recommendation from our development team. They had recommended that we make sure our browsers are up to date. they were not able to recreate the issue on their end. And so it is this kind of hit and miss. Majority of folks, it sounded like, were being affected by it, but I think with the solution that will be coming, it should resolve it for, browsers no matter what. The other part of, like I said, the fact that it is taking so long, we found out that it was kind of paired with another issue, is the issue of the caption option. Whenever you have an image dropped into your WYSIWYG box, when you click on it, then this little add a caption to an image icon is clickable. And it's the same thing. You click on it and your selected image is no longer highlighted. So the solution, when we get a solution to the insert edit link, should also come with a solution to that item as well.
I don't know, maybe I'm being dense, but when you're on your computer and it shows you that you can scan this and go and do something, I mean, the only way I scan is from my phone. So and I usually print out from my computer and not from my phone. I mean, when people use this, what are they, I mean, they're talking about printing out up here. Are they printing out from their phone? How does this?
You can print out from your phone.
But how many people do that? I mean,
I don't know how to do that.
I found I can do it, but there's a disconnect in my brain that there's something here that I have to use my phone for when I'm on my computer, and I just want to go and do that. Go to this.
So you're asking,
Well,
why do we put QR codes on there?
I think the idea is, instead of printing it out, you could then instead scan it, and then you can take your options with you on the phone to go vote.
Okay.
Or do the whole process on your phone. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here so that I don't accidentally save
Yeah,
something.
it gives you more flexibility to obviously by yourself now.
Yeah.
It did come in handy when some of our membership people were at membership drives. They could bring up this page and then they could have whoever they were signing up just scan the QR code so they could sign up on their own phone. So that helped. Also on the bottom, I think somewhere I've got that little print icon so you can print out the whole page with all the information. So to your point, it's a little bit clumsy if you think you're on your computer and just click and just do it right there. But it does help if you're with a group of people.
Yeah. Thank you.
Now, when I created it, I was kind of questioning the logic until they ran out of paper at a membership drive, and this worked out well.
Yeah, that makes total sense, especially when it's like we all have access to that page. And so for volunteer events, that sounds like a smart solution.
My wife says when she was at the membership drives, the teenagers loved it. So maybe I'm looking like I'm almost smart for teenagers, but I don't want to go that far.
We don't have any teenagers on the call, so you won't be chastised for making a comment like that.
No. But it's probably more marketing for other people than it is actually functionality.
Oh, folks, time flew by.
And you didn't think you'd have anything to talk about today.
I know. I always think that, and then we find many, many things, which is good. Very good. Did anybody have any last question or comment?
This has been a great session. I want to thank you all again. I'm going to go listen to the webmaster. You brought up more options that are possible where I'm going to have to do come February 1st than I ever thought that I'd do to begin with.
But we'll
So
be
thank
here.
you all.
We'll try and help as much as we can.
And just
Hold
on, just a reminder, the next Wednesday at 4 is that, monthly journey. So that'll be, we haven't had any training for a little while, so this will be a little, should have a lot of stuff in it.
Awesome.
Right?
I mean,
Hopefully,
sure.
it very well could. We'll be optimistic this time. It will be good.
Emery, do you
Yes.
know if they'll be sending the link that we need to do what they want us to do to us?
Yes, yes. And the other thing too, so I've heard from Nora directly that those are going to be going out next week. I think it's going to be to the point of contacts. But the
And the
other thing,
president.
okay, so we'll go to the president. The other
Both
thing
of them.
too,
Both should get it, they told me.
the MyLO team should be receiving all of our customers' links too. So if for any reason you don't have them, we should have them as well. Either we should have them at the same time or we may get them early. So,
Oh, that's great to know. Thank you.
yeah.
Well, while you're there, because I am the point of contact and I did not get the last group of emails. So I would recommend people logging onto the resource page and scrolling down and see what the latest ones they sent out. Because
Yes,
it's,
notice that.
they're, for
Yeah, just
whatever
to stay
reason,
on
they're
top
not
of
as,
it.
yes, I got the message back that I was missed and they don't know why, because I was on the list to be sent information and it didn't happen. So they're still struggling with communications.
Yeah. Well, good to know that though, so that if anybody was kind of sitting and waiting, it's like there's been an update at least so far of a little bit of something. So make sure you're on that chapter spot resources page.
You'll let us know when you have the list, when you have the.
Yeah, by that point I should have the like description ready of what the options will be for you as far as the MyLO customers being able to add these buttons to their website just by the click of a button. I'll be able to describe that, and it should be at that point that I'll have the links. Yeah, we'll be developing this quick so that we can get it out to you in preparation for you receiving those links. I don't know yet if next week will be the go time for okay, you'll be able to start using these buttons right then and there. But the ball is rolling already with our developer team. It's just a matter of us also getting those links and finalizing those buttons and things. But I will let you guys know. I will, like I did it with the last update, send it to the Google group, but also send it to our list of emails.
That makes me feel so much better. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't want anybody to feel, out there without any support. All right.
We just don't have any information.
Exactly.
We got lots of support, but no information.
Yeah, that's what I was telling my boyfriend. There's a lot of things up in the air and I'm standing here like this, waiting for them to fall so I can run. So I think we're all feeling that way.
Yes.
So know that I'm running with you as soon as we can.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you all.
I like this group a lot. Thank you all.
That's good. We get to have some fun in between all the technical stuff. So that's what we need.
Yeah, but just one other thing, they keep treating us like we're miracle workers. We want to have webmasters, but we don't want to know who you are. We don't want to send you stuff. It's just going to magically happen when we send the email to the president. I'm going, all this discussion that we had here, they should have had 2 months ago. They should have asked us and had this meeting, because I think it'd been a lot easier for them. And I'm just cringing at how this is run. I just am. I guess.
No, I totally get you. I think if it's not on your plate, you don't really have to stress about it, right? And I think that's kind of the mentality, being that webmasters are gonna have to take the brunt of this. So that's where we want to try and cushion that, because if we can offer you solutions where where you have to intervene is very minimal, I know that will help a lot of folks, and especially some leagues don't have the blessing of you guys, like active webmasters. I know that there are leagues that come in and update maybe once or a couple times a year. So those folks those leagues we know we have to provide some extra assistance to, just to make sure everybody has it down, and we don't have to hear LWVUS say, hey, these MyLO customers aren't on it yet. So we're going to get everybody going together. Hopefully that's the plan.
Thanks, Amaris.
Yeah.
Thanks
Thank
again.
you guys.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Well, yeah,
Bye.
stay tuned. I'll plan some special sessions, but I'll be in the Google group with all that and it by email.
All right.
All right. Take
Thank
care,
you.
everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.